We've got hunters incoming. If it wasn't for you, we would have.
For some reason, it would never fetch my stats when I tried, which I wanted to see because I was pretty sure I actually, despite being a pure tank, I was pretty sure I contributed a good amount to the DPS because I could tell we had hardly anyone doing DPS on this team. So, yeah, I was just kind of sure. It's like, dude, I'm pretty sure I contributed. Like, it was so bad that I was contributing to the damage, which is usually not my job. But yeah, I wanted to do this second part video to show it's at its full strength, which is carrying teams in Countdown. Like, this is the tank build to do it. You have max protection from elites. Well, not max, but high enough. But then you have, combined with that, maximum armor regen, base armor regen, which is superior to hazard protection or anything like, or especially explosive resist. Like, it's much superior to that and countdown specifically, because there's never going to be an enemy, for the most part, that's a threat in, like, hazard wise. Even if they are, they're on heroic difficulty, not legendary for countdown. It's mainly the hunters, and the hunters in countdown don't use skills, so it's just their melee, of course. But then besides that, it's just their gun damage that you have to deal with. So this guy is best equipped to deal with all of that. Perfect Vanguard is the best team buff in Countdown, bar none, because it buffs you in addition to 7 other players. So it makes you even tankier. Again, like, there's zero purpose in Countdown to bring the meta shield build, the Liberty Pistol build, and any kind of Foundry build, frankly. Like, any kind of Foundry build has no purpose in Countdown compared to this tank. Because, I mean, again, you can bring them in and they'll still perform well. I'm just saying this is the better tank for Countdown specifically. Now, there's other situations, primarily and only in legendary missions, that hazard protection or Liberty Pistol, either of those meta tank builds, could be better than this guy in legendary missions specifically. Even then, I would say only specific zones, not necessarily the whole mission. This guy you can still bring in legendary and it's still awesome. Still OP, still does his job very good. But yeah, so, and also another reason why I got rid of Sweet Dream Shotgun, because again, it's like in Countdown, that shotgun's totally useless because it's almost only elites on the field. And like I said, after testing this guy against red and purple enemies, I felt like with the light glue shotgun and Bullet King combo that I was still good enough to deal with the red and purples without needing Sweet Dreams, which I like because Bullet King, as I explained in the last video, part 1, really helps his DPS a bunch. And of course, for what it's worth, especially in Countdown when enemies are so spongy, you're going to be shooting at them constantly. I'm, adding another team support thing is I'm adding ammo now through Bullet King to the team. So, like, I'm buffing the entire team with Vanguard, as well as giving the entire team ammo through Bullet King, as well as still doing decent DPS just because of using Bullet King on a pure tank. And then, well, obviously, being a pure tank. And I loan people my Fixer drone, sometimes with the bonus repair skill, so I can, like, until extraction, what you'll find me doing is I'll pick the weakest member in Countdown. By weakest, it's usually just whoever appears to have the least amount of armor. Whoever is clearly the glass cannon. I'll pick him to give my Fixer drone, because until extraction, I never need my Fixer drone. But as you see, once you, and on Heroic, on Challenge, I never need it probably, but on Heroic, yeah, I still need that extra regen. It's 40k armor regen. It's not a small amount. So yeah, I still will use that when a combination of hunters is just starting to finally eat through my armor during extraction. And then I'll just start spamming the dodge button and calling my Fixer drone back to me, and then I'm still usually good until I can use my shield again, which of course always gets EMP'd. But I usually just pop it to activate Vanguard whenever I can on me and the teammates. And then yeah, I just do my best to advance the team to extraction. This is the build that you could be a jerk on if you wanted to. You could just run straight to extraction, even on heroic difficulty, call the helicopter, between using cover, between using your shield, between spamming dodge, you can pretty much easily survive at extraction zone waiting for the chopper. And then just leave while you leave your whole team behind. But we don't do that here. We're not that kind of a jerk. Even though in my view, Countdown incentivizes people to be selfish, because I really hate the mechanics of it, because if you die, you don't get your loot at all. You don't get your extraction bonus. You're just done for. And so because of that, it encourages everyone to only look out for themselves, because why wouldn't you? Like, why? Yeah, you have to help the team on certain builds to keep yourself alive to make it to extraction. But on this build, I don't care. Like, I could just simply barrel straight for the helicopter and also, like, leave the team behind. But no, because we can do that, we can also do the opposite. So that's what we do. We stay in the front, absorbing as much damage as possible while slowly advancing the team. We use our incendiary grenades. Again, another reason why I use survivalist. It's another reason why the survivalist tank is superior than Technician Tree for Countdown, because EMP grenades are trash, especially in Countdown. So incendiary grenades with explosive crossbow comes in very good handy for the extraction for Countdown. And if you see me, I have a tip of the spear loadout I just switched to between combat to start accumulating bolts for my explosive crossbow. So that way, no matter what, by the time we get to extraction, I have max ammo on my explosive crossbow, thanks to just using a tip of the spear loadout that I just switch to when combat's over every time, just to get another explosive bolt. But yeah, let me stop talking because we're in Black Zone now. But yeah, this is part 2, showing it off in Countdown, where I would say this build is probably at its best in terms of being a pure tank support for a team. Like, it's absolutely the best in Countdown. And of course, it's still amazing everywhere else. It's probably, I would probably argue, at least in free roaming, Heroic is probably the best version of a tank too. But yeah, once you get into strongholds, specifically legendary strongholds, that's when hazard protection, Liberty pistol builds can arguably be better than it in other situations. Although again, he can still be really good in those missions too. It's just certain zones sometimes might call for an invincible shield, or might call for someone for a tank with hazard protection and revive hive, so he can go around and safely get his teammates up after they wipe. Which this guy can do. And also the Liberty pistol build can't do as well, at least, because usually you're missing hazard protection on that one. But yep, that's it.